my next question for you. So the importance of marrying one target and investing in trading, and don't be faithful. Let's talk about that because people have
Man,
short attention spans.
I'm gonna be real. If I can go back and make one decision over again when it comes to trading specifically, it would be to have one target and one target only and do not deviate. Because it's no different than like, well, you was killing that corner jumper, so maybe the corner's your spot. I like the top of the key. But like if I get an area which I know that works, why do we deviate from it? Like even in hoop, we've all seen ball players who like don't even have a ratio to how many shots on the interior they'll take before they'll take a three. Like we'll see some players take 9 threes and won't hit anything. Um, for all of my traders out there, get one target that you can easily hit. And then when I was out in Chichen Itza, and I like, you know, that trip, talk about power of, positive thoughts and like speaking things into existence. We talked about this weekend. But the thing that I think I'd probably be 4 light years ahead if I would have just stuck to one target from 2016, maybe 2015 through now. Because for those of you that like want to work for a fund or work in the industry, you want to build like a client base. The thing that clients are looking for from you is reliability. Like drawdowns for Tino index, all that, like that factors in. But they want to know day in and day out, month in and month out, quarter in and quarter out. If I give you $100,000, what is my return on that capital going to be with safety? Every time we create a new target, and for everybody who traded futures with us in the Sniper program, put yes if you agree. Every time you go to a new target, you then have to relearn the system all over again, and then have to build the confidence to be able to hit that target over and over again. And then all these subconscious doubts come in like, you can't do it, you don't deserve it, you're not worthy. So if you stick with one target, it eliminates pretty much all of that fear. And even with long-term investing, you guys may not like the answer, but the true answer is to hold companies for 30 years. But if you're not going to do that, you should hold them for 500% return and then be done.
And focus on what you're invested in and double down on that. You don't necessarily have to know the entire stock market. You don't have to know the entire crypto market. Just got to really, really focus on what you're investing in. So I say that to say, looking at my own personal portfolio, I'm not investing in a variety of different things, but I do have what some would call a decent portfolio. So the AMD, something that we've been talking about for a long time, it's up $4. It was up $4 today. $108. A lot of people gave up on AMD because it was moving sideways.
Yes,
stay patient, stay diligent with that. IBB. Remember, I was talking about IBB for a long time. Another one that was moving sideways for a long time, not really doing anything. IBB. It awoke. It was up $4 today. Almost at its 52-week high right now. $72, $172 in the after hour. Performed extremely well. IBB is the biotech ETF. For anybody who's not familiar. And so, okay, let's talk about this biotech industry real quick, because now they're saying that you are going to need booster shots every 8 months from the corona shot. So you take the corona shot, and then every 8 months you will need a booster shot from the corona. There are several different variants of corona. Now they have the Delta variant, and then there's a variant of the Delta.
They got new colorways every week, huh?
It's like a mixtape. You never can't keep up.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, no matter how you feel about the vaccine, different story. We're not here for that. That's not this show.
Yeah.
But it is a big business of not just corona. Corona just highlights biotech, but biotech, what it stands for, biotechnology. And it's a combination between biology and technology. It's pretty much, if you really think about it, that's probably the most recession-proof thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
People's always going to need medicine. They get sick. Nobody's never not going to get sick. And technology is what we talk about all the time.
All the time.
So the marriage of technology and medicine, which is biotech, I mean, that's like a bulletproof baby, in my opinion.
Yeah. Especially during recessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Because people get sicker in recessions.
Yes. More people die. Divorce rate is up. Domestic abuse is up.
Stress Stress.
stress is up. Like there's a lot of factors that. So when you guys are like, "Hey, we want another one," I'm like, there's some after effects that happen with that, and I feel like I sent it to the stock club. Like some people are estimating that the economy will not recover probably for 10 or 15 years, and that's a scary thought. But remember, I told you guys like every recession provides a chance for economic reset, and even with the AI, as much as I love technology, and I'll touch on this real quick, and I'll get in and out because I don't want the tech people on me. The purpose of automation and AI is to eliminate all jobs in the ecosystem, especially for those of our color. So for when I talk to some people privately, and I know you guys like tell me who you talk to, I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to ruin my relationships. But automation and AI, they're called the perfect slaves. Don't talk back, don't argue. Now, everyone that I know in AI space is like, we may have 40 years, 50 years probably until they're able to interface with each other and dialogue with each other to actually be able to take over. But if we are looking at a possible repositioning and widening of our wealth gap, what would be the perfect entity to do it? It would be a soulless entity that could replace us. And now we can't say, well, it was them who moved us out. So the tech thing is very scary because it's beautiful in one sense, because in one sense of the word, we're kind of playing God with technology. The other part is when you play God, you end up in hell. And the side effects of that is that we are going to have a wider wealth gap. The unemployment rate is going to be a hell of a lot higher for us in 10 or 15 years. So like for those of you that are like, hey, what should I put my kid into? You have to get them to AI coding and technology. Otherwise, they're going to be left behind. And this is not a conspiracy rant. This is for me having like direct dialogue from people that are in the space. So kudos to you. I won't ever reveal who you are, but thank you for the conversation you've given me.
You know, one of the reasons why slavery, people think that the North, when the North abolished slavery, it was just done out of the goodness of the heart. Or even when the South finally realized, you know, they lost the war. But the thing that really killed slavery, the autobiography of Frederick Douglass is a great book. And what he said was, you know, they realized that it was just an inefficient way of doing things after a while, because with the invention of the cotton gin, you can pick cotton a lot faster with a machine than a person.
Yes.
So after a while, manual labor, it's not efficient. But what Frederick Douglass was saying was like, you know, they can still, you know, keep slaves because now they don't actually have to put you on the plantation, but now you're just working and you're spending all your money, and now, you know, you don't have any money anyway. So really, you're just giving your money back anyway. That's a more advanced, high level conversation. I say that to say everything.
And we're not victim blaming, and we're not, because I hate when you guys do that, but like you guys are playing a race card. Like, no, like
it's just reality. So what I was saying is, so that's one thing that just became inefficient is slavery. It just wasn't efficient.
Yeah.
So what now is not efficient is a lot of manual labor jobs. So like I live in New York. So there was a time where, you know, you have toll booth workers, right? And every time you cross a toll, somebody takes your money and they cash your money for you. Now it's jobs, you know, hundreds of people, thousands of people had jobs. There is no tolls in New York anymore. Everything is tollless. They take a picture, either have Easy Pass or they take a picture and they send you a bill in the mail. So they realized that how much fuel was wasted, how much time was wasted from having workers doing that. We're seeing the same thing with Amazon Go stores with cashiers. Yep. We're going to see the same thing. And it's not to, you know, we're not criticizing people that work in those type of jobs. I'm just saying it just is what it is.
I want you to make the adjustment.
Yeah. A lot of these manual labor jobs are just not, they don't make sense. And it's more efficient to hire a robot to get to have AI do the job. So all of this goes into play with the technology that we keep speaking about and why these technology companies are leading the pack, because as the world changes, technology is taking over, people are losing their jobs. So you either adjust or unfortunately, you become a victim.
Yeah.
So another company that I want to talk about that I'm invested in, Troy actually put me in. I almost lost faith in this one, but he's definitely diligent about this. This is another one that was moving sideways for a long time. CRM, Salesforce. Yeah. So Salesforce is finally awake from its coma. If you look at this chart, it was definitely not looking good for a very long period of time, but it's on the rise again. Is up almost $5 today, $260. Salesforce
not that far from the all-time high either. Yeah, not that far. I told you guys before, don't bet against Benioff. It's not one of the sexier tech companies like Salesforce, like Tim Duncan. It's like it gets the job done, but you're not going to see it on SportsCenter every night, like with a bunch of flashy plays. But if you just, and even when it's going sideways, I want you guys to think for a quality company that is like a top 50 company. Those are moments in which you get a chance to build a base. Because if you could have bought a bunch of shares at 210.79 or 221, it's at 260 right now, you would be having a great August, great September, great October. So please write this in chat. Like when a stock is moving sideways, that is quality, build your base, because the upside is tremendous. I think it went up too fast last year when it got to 284, and then it came from 284 and it had a slow, and when you're in it, when a company is moving sideways or drawing down, every month feels like you've been in it for 6 months. So I know it probably felt like you were in it for 4 years, but it's back to the upside. Revenue's great leadership. Like they'll be one of the most dominant companies over the next 10 to 15 years for sure.
Yes. And the last one that I want to talk about that went crazy today is SMH. I've been talking about SMH almost every week for the last year. And SMH was up $7 today. $263, not far from its all-time high. SMH is the chip ETF that we like so much that has been done very well. I mentioned all of these because there's always at least one person every time it's like, well, what's next? What should I invest in? We just told we need the Kanye. Remember when Kanye was like, it's like, you think I just told you.
I just told you. Yeah. The ones that are hot now will be hot later. Like you guys don't need more.
Yes, this is something that is extreme. So we did IBB, we did CRM, we did SMH, we did, what else did I do? IBB, all of these different ones we've been talking about for a long time. They've been moving sideways. People have been, except for SMH, but most of them have been moving sideways. People have been frustrated. Even Microsoft. I heard people a couple months ago, like Microsoft doesn't even move. I'm like, I'm up like 180.
By what definition? And I'm gonna be real. People are buying them at the tops and then being mad. And then I'm like, I'll give you guys the prices. But if you're buying at a high, you have to wait for that period of when it recedes or recesses, and then it's going to go back up. Like if you guys ask for the prices, I'll give them to you. The only thing you have to do after that is execute. But Microsoft has been dominating. Like if you look at the beginning of this year, they were at 214, they're at 304.55.
Yeah, I own Microsoft stock and I have the option. I'm up like 158% on the option. That's why when it's like people like Microsoft doesn't move, I'm like, you're not to move like Dogecoin where it just goes up 1,000%. That's not realistic, but it's like, big business. This is one of my favorite quotes of all time. Only poor people think that 20% rate of return is nothing.
Yeah. Or some would rather actually blow up I posted that crate challenge. I'm like, you guys can trade until your accounts look like that, or you can get a safe 40. It's crazy because of the market cap of Microsoft, but Microsoft can give you a safe 40%. Like this is unheard of for a company of this side to give you a safe 40% to just let them borrow your money, and you are a co-owner of the company and you don't have to do anything else. For any of you that's worked in corporate for more than 10 years, do you primarily use Microsoft or another operating system? Please put it in chat. Because it's not only your company that's using it. Like some clues are so obvious that we don't have to. Same with Target. Like we talked about Target a ton last year. Target's been on a hell of a tear. The low of this year was 167.49. It's at 252. Like Target moved like a damn tech stock over the last year. Just invest in quality, and then we definitely won't steer you wrong.
Yes. So it's important to be patient, people. You have to practice patience. Like all of these things that we speak about, everything has its day. You just have to just wait it out.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
A mic drop.
Bag drop.